Alright folksies, Jim Sterling here with an update on the Jimquisition story that we ran on Monday. World of Tanks' publisher Wargaming.net has responded again, this time in its most official capacity, in a statement signed by the product director of World of Tanks, the general manager Europe, the general manager North America, and the World of Tanks publishing director. So we got four pretty big cheeses signing this. And they put their name to the following statement, which I guess I'll just read out. Dear Commanders, we have further reviewed the incident of last Friday involving SirFoch and his Chrysler KGF rant video, and know we could have handled the situation a lot better. We strongly support our players, including our community contributors' right to speak critically about us and our games. We acted too quickly and over the line when we threatened to have YouTube remove SirFoch's video through a copyright infringement complaint, and we are apologising for that. We're committed to doing a better job on this front. We're going to improve the way we communicate with our community and our community contributors, and as part of that effort, we will work with them on more detailed specific guidelines to help ensure incidents like this don't happen again. Our official position is that Wargaming will not take copyright action against opinions based on our publicly released content. Over the weekend, we released a statement to some media outlets regarding the content of SirFoch's video that inferred that SirFoch's videos contained hate speech and homophobia. While we would obviously not want such content to be associated with any of our games, this video clearly did not. We apologise for this statement, and we don't stand behind those claims. We love our players and our contributors, and we appreciate their honesty and commitment. We are committed to using this incident to grow and improve. Now, there are some issues I could take with that apology. First of all, the fact that they never actually said sorry, they just said, we apologise, which I always feel if you're going to apologise, say sorry. It is, after all, the hardest word, which means that if you do say it, you're going to come off a lot more committed to the apology. But they have admitted basically full wrongdoing, which they should have done, obviously, but it didn't really look like they were willing to or were going to. At least for the whole weekend. They were so committed to doubling down, standing by their statements, releasing slanderous claims of their, well, libelous claims of their own, since it was a written statement. I mean, for me, the accusation of hate speech in a video without proof, that's the kind of thing that a simple apology statement for me would not, I mean, it wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't undo the damage I'd feel if I were in Foch's position. But while I could really go after that, and I want to, because that was, I mean, when I received the statement and saw that, I won't go into it. I won't go into it. Like I said, everyone involved seems to want to move past this now, so this exists more as an epilogue to this particular story. The muddiest part seems to be Foch's current status. I am assuming that his community contributor days are probably done, and he certainly didn't seem too cut up about being let go in the first place. I have a feeling, I mean, certainly if I were Foch, even if I were offered it, I'd probably tell him to stick it. I wouldn't want to go to Tankfest that bad. But I am glad that they mentioned how they want to work with their community contributors and have some actual guidelines in place. That was the biggest takeaway I certainly wanted people to have from the Jimquisition I did. And I'm really pleased to see that. That's exactly what we need to see more of, especially as companies more and more want to involve themselves with YouTube personalities. There's gonna have to be some training if you're gonna bring these people on as some sort of brand ambassador, some sort of representative of your product. You just gotta do it. While this story has wrapped up seemingly neatly in a way that everyone seems to be satisfied with, even if they're not fully thrilled by it, it does still, as a story, contain many lessons, I think, that are valuable both for content creators, for games media, and the game industry itself. I think this is a story that should be remembered, not specifically to have a crack at Wargaming as a company, but just as an incident, and what we can take away from that. The popularity of YouTubers doesn't look like it's going to go away anytime in the near future, and as that continues, more and more companies obviously want a slice of that. They want fame, they want to be associated with various personalities. You know, we've seen Major Nelson do stuff with Boogie, PewDiePie gets all sorts of exclusives and stuff like that to show on his channel, and that's all fine, provided the relevant disclosures are there, of course, and provided that these people, if they're representing a brand in any way, if some sort of deal's been sorted out there, that it comes with actual management, I guess. And I know that people like YouTube specifically because, you know, you can say what you like. And I've got a deep respect and a deep love for entertainment that isn't beholden to some network, to some advertising agency that's like, you can't say this, you can't do that. Not to mention, I've dealt with enough attempted censorship on my own channel to have a great respect for the ability to be able to do your legally protected job without harassment from companies that are upset that you've said some mean things about a product. I specifically moved out of a world where sponsored content was becoming the norm, where representing brands was something that was supposed to be running concurrent with your actual material and content you were producing, and I got out of that because I like to say what the fuck I like. This is, of course, said as someone who was lucky enough to have a substantial enough audience to begin with to be able to make that move. I understand not everyone has that level of good fortune and can just easily do that, you know? So it's not like I don't understand why people do sponsored content, or brand deals, or sign up for community contributor things, where the extra access to the company and the product can make your life easier in delivering content to your audience. I totally get it, I totally respect it, I got no problem with it, so long as, of course, as I've already said, the disclosures are public and in place and everyone knows exactly what this video that you've done is about. But comes with caveats. YouTubers can become bona fide celebrities now. And I'm not talking about shit munchers like me, I'm talking about actual massive YouTubers. But as I said on the Jimquisition, it's not like they were prepared for that. It's not like they were prepared to be celebrities. It's not like many of them have gone through agencies and management and that sort of stuff. People, you know, PR departments, entire PR departments can exist for a single celebrity. And because YouTube came up from this kind of Wild West, those protections aren't in place. And it may sound like restriction when I talk about management and guidelines and that, but they're there to protect the people to whom they apply. Of course, the guidelines always help the brands as well, because why would a corporation write some guidelines that didn't benefit them? But it just stops everybody getting in trouble, which is what corporation PR departments, at least half of their job exists for that, is just make sure no shit happens. And I want to make it clear, I'm not saying this is Foch's fault. He already had his style, and Wargaming knew his style, and they still signed him up. And as I said on the Jimquisition, were surprised that that eventually bit them in the arse of just signing up all these community contributors. So, like I say, this is a good case study in how to deal with the new wave of celebrity that we've got now in the modern world, and how to handle it, or rather in this case, how not to handle it, for the most part, when a situation like this goes awry. And this final statement itself, the last one that Wargaming has put out, is also a nice little case study in how to smooth over the cracks when a big fish has erupted in your community, because that statement seems to have pleased a lot of the people who are angry. So, like I said, I personally take several issues with it, but it seems to have satisfied everyone involved. Seems to. So, we'll leave it there for now. That was the Wargaming Foch drama. While World of Tanks, of course, is not a game that I really follow, the actual situation of defamation accusations and copyright threats, again, like I said already, that's specifically my wheelhouse. That's my territory and my interest in a lot of these cases. So for me, it was fascinating coverage. seeing Wargaming behave and seeing the many conflicting statements that came out, and just a weekend of chaos as they kept trying to fix things and making it worse. It's been quite a spectacle, to say the least, but I am glad that it's resolved in a way that seems to be happy. Seems to be.